Hi everybody, it's me, Shugyojmie again. You can look me up, you can subscribe to my channel if you'd like. A couple of things I want to talk to you about real quick is my particular method of doing Qigong. Qigong, however you choose to pronounce it. I am not a big follower of putting all kinds of flower things into any movement. I'm not a big believer in the belt system in martial arts. There used to be only two belts, white belt, black belt. You became a black belt over time because your belt got so dirty it wouldn't come clean, and that showed you were a black belt. I'm not saying that way is wrong for anyone else. It's just not my way. So when I talk to you about movements, any kind of movement, no matter what they are, I usually just say movement. Move like this, move like this, move like this, step back, ward forward, step back, forward. All of these things are simply because, for my personal beliefs, I like to call what I do applied Qigong. Applied Qigong. That means I leave out what I don't need. There are many types of Qigong, off egg silk brocade, many other things. Tai Chi has many different movements, whips and twists and turns, and often they give them names like water flowing down a hill or crane standing or things like that. And I think probably when something has been around for a really long, it would be natural for somebody to get hold of those things and think, this is what I want to do. I want to make these things mine. I want to make them, and even for teaching purposes, if you had a large class, it would probably for teaching purposes be easier to say, go into crane standing, rather than go into the fifth movement. But what I do is a combination of everything I've ever learned, things I've added to it myself, and I've taught it. I've given people the right to teach it. I've wrote long pages on it, of which I simply said, you may call this anything you choose. If you choose to teach this to somebody else, you do not need to say that you learned it from Jamie Beatty. You can say that if you choose to. But once you start doing these things, you make them your own. That's why there are so many karate schools, martial arts schools, jiu-jitsu schools, and quite often when one student leaves to start his own school, there's a little squabble, sometimes for a really long time, over did they have the right to do that. The truth is, once somebody teaches you something, you have the right to with anything you want with it. And so keep that in mind as you're learning all of your things. So we've come here today, we are grounded and centered, and now I'm going to show you a few new things in your martial art practice. So you're going to stand any way you choose to, or Qigong practice, I guess I would say. I have a tendency to start feet together, body alignment made correct, feet squeezed, crown, the pickle, all those things that we've talked about, merging energies both from the earth and from the sky within myself, locking everything. And now I'm just going to go into some very, very slow movements. Things that you have not seen, at least from me yet. Things that you may not see in other places. The slower the movement, the more chi and energy you bring into yourself. Not only that, the slower the movement, the harder it is to do it correctly. One of my favorite martial artists on YouTube, the name of part of the style she teaches is called Water Dragon. She is standing in front of a place in China, and she is doing her Tai Chi, Qigong, whatever it is she does. And the only way that you can tell that the movie is not in slow motion, or that she is not truly underwater, is you can see the wind blowing on her garments. Everything she does is so smooth and so connected and so balanced. You see nothing out of place. Even when she does movements that are so amazing, such as going down on one leg and then coming all the way back up, you see no pause in her movements. You see no jerkiness. You see no change in her perception. She is there. She is in that moment the whole time. Swimming dragon form is meant to be that way. My forms, when I'm practicing a lot and regularly, they are not quite like that. I have been practicing for approximately 25 years. But my form is also not meant to be like her form. My form is meant to be like my form. So I don't worry about, do I look like her? Am I as good as her? Am I good at all? I do this. I do my routine for the same reason that I am now sending these routines out to you, because I enjoy it. It makes me feel good to know that perhaps I might be helping someone. And I love what I do. And that, above all, is the best reason for doing things, because you love it, and to offer it to someone else. I will never be someone that somebody looks at and says, look at that man, he is a master Qigong. I will not be someone who somebody sees on video and thinks, wow. But guess what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the person I am inside me. And that is one of the amazing things that meditation in any form, Qigong, can do for you. It will allow you to find peace within your life. No matter what your life is, no matter where it is, no matter how much pain you may be in, no matter how much pain you may not be in. These kinds of things, these inner works, these channeling of everything that we are together, becomes something that brings us a great inner peace. And that, my friends, is the best thing in life, and the best thing that you will ever find. Mahalo, and I will see you again soon.